Well, I got to tell you, if there's two things that Delmarva knows about, it's good food and making perfect strangers feel like family. Hannah, for this week's edition of Foodie Friday, you visited a spot that knows exactly how to do that.
Yeah, I have to say, Rob, the Candied Yam is just kind of one of those places where before you're even done with your meal, you know that you're going to be a repeat customer. And there was one particular dish towards the end of the segment that left foodie photog Mike and I absolutely dreaming.
At the Candied Yam in Salisbury, you'll walk in hungry and walk out with a full belly and heart, serving up comforting meals at a higher level, starting with shrimp and grits.
We use very big shrimp, 1315s. We don't use the 1620s like most people. A little bit of Cajun seasoning. Not long at all, a little bit on each side. Put the tomatoes in there, with the collard greens, and I use some of that juice in there. Juice has that smoke flavor from the bacon and the ham hog. It also helps simmer up the shrimp a little bit. Heavy cream, a little bit of water. I'm gonna get some garlic in there, some onion, and a little cheddar in there.
And while those grits fluff up, Chef Victor Subervi makes progress on a mouth-watering offering, a chicken imperial.
It's asparagus, smoked Gouda, some roasted red pepper, but before they go in the oven, we're gonna stuff them with crab imperial.
It's not long until those beauties are browned to perfection.
And there we go.
Served over seasoned sauteed potatoes and topped with even more crabby deliciousness.
If you love crab, here you go.
The crab dip with the crab imperial just brings so much richness.
The crab meat is jumbo lump, so the chunks are nice and big and the chicken is really tender. And I also love all of the vegetables that are in here too. They bring these really nice roasty elements to the dish.
The shrimp and grits equally as scrumptious and capable of keeping you from going hungry.
It's almost like the shrimp went to the gym.
The shrimp is really tender and it's also really well seasoned. It has a really wonderful spicy note over top of everything. The grits are buttery and cheesy and just warm, and it's just comfort food. But it's also like a little elevated in a sense because you've got all these awesome fresh ingredients going on. Honestly, you could just give me a plate full of these grits and the collard greens and I'd be perfectly happy.
And we got to end things on an unexpected but delightful twist. Of course, we get spoiled on Foodie Friday, but sometimes we arrive in the middle of something delicious being whipped up that we don't get to try. This time was different, and Delmarva, it was mind-blowing.
Finally, what we might call our bonus course, the very elevated bread pudding we watched Chef kind of make the front half of. There is something so comforting about simple flavors taken to the highest level. Like, there's nothing crazy about this, there's no crazy ingredients. The white chocolate really is just elevating a little bit of that sweetness you get from the custard already. This is both crunchy and gooey, which I think is another time when cooking feels a little bit like wizardry. There is no doubt in our minds that the bread pudding is going to enter the Clean Plate Club.
So Mike and I were trying to figure out how that bread pudding had such a nice little layer of crunch, but it was still really melty and soft on the inside. Guess.
Let me see here. Did they grill it on like the flat top or?
No, I got two words for you. Flash fried.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. You see, that's what I really love about this place is because I saw that bread pudding and I was thinking of my Mims, who's my great-grandmother. Yeah. That was a dessert that she would always make for me growing up. And see, that's the great thing about places like the Candied Yam is it reminds you of home.
Yes.
I love that.
Absolutely.
All right. And if you go there and check them out, be sure to tell them that you saw them on Foodie Friday. And if you have any suggestions for Hannah or Mike, send it to us at newsroom@47abc.com.